Okay. Raffle, Lamau, lol. If you're thinking I'm talking about Liverpool's transfer season, no. It is not about them. It is about the best game week ever in a few weeks that has happened to us. And to discuss all of that, we have Dhawal Bhai from Toronto and Toronto, na?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And Anukarsh from Indie Football Podcast. And so, भाई लोग बहुत ही अच्छा गेम वीक था, बहुत मजा आया. तो मे बी हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं. शिट, मेरा टिकर गलत हो गया. रुको एक मिनट. गेम वीक 2 प्रीव्यू. ओके. तो बाय द टाइम ये मैं टिकर करता हूँ, अब how do you guys feel? कैसा था? Did you guys watch the game? How is the season shaping up?
Dhaval bhai, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'll be brief and go first. So it was good. मतलब Chelsea के सामने का game I thought was very tasty, but I'm not disappointed with a point. But ठीक है, first game था, and we also didn't have really good midfield set then. But Bournemouth के सामने, I felt that despite our some of stupid mistakes, like we should have won, and we rightly won. I think with Endo now, like as a starter, possibly in the upcoming games, we'll have a better balance. So like Shobolai or McAllister, I think are going to turn out to be very good signings. So good signing. As of now, I am pretty sure we would be in top three. But उसके आगे क्या होता है? I think we need to observe the performances for the next 10 days. But one of the also, I think you mainly want me to ask me about Chelsea. But yeah, that's.
अच्छा, तो अपन करते हैं. We'll come to Chelsea and all of that, but let's do all Liverpool things first. So Anukarsh,
Yeah.
how do you think the lineup was fairly unchanged, and do you think before the substitutions the game was good, or after the substitutions how did the red card affect us? Give us your thoughts.
I think match के start हुआ तो I was like क्या हो रहा है? Bournemouth is absolutely killing you. But yeah, we came to the fourth, and I think Luis Diaz has started this season really well. Touchwood, his injury isn't very serious or something which हुआ ना उसको, है ना, because वो fragile तो है ही थोड़ा सा. और दूसरा मेरा यही है कि I really hope that जैसे like साला ने जब penalty miss की, he scored the rebound. I was very happy about that too. And Szoboszlai, oh my God, what a player now. I mean, मैं 2006 से देख रहा हूँ. जेरार्ड के बाद से मुझे ऐसा बंदा नहीं दिखा जो बंदा ऐसे भागता. बट अगेन आई डोंट वांट टू गिव द जेरार्ड कंपैरिजन. मुझे ऐसे दिखा नहीं है ऐसा कोई बंदा. बट आई स्टिल वांट कि डोमिनिक सोबोस्लाई जैसा वो प्लेयर है वैसे भर कर आए. एंड बट वही है कि व्हाट वी कुड सी वाज इवन दो एंडो हैज कम इन, वी नीड अ डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर before the transfer window ends, and a good defensive midfielder. ये नहीं है कि ग्रावेनबर्ग को खिला लिया खरीद के, नहीं. We need someone like Doucouré, someone like Andre. मतलब ऐसा बंदा चाहिए प्रॉपर डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर, बिकॉज वो दिख रहा था कि वो गैप्स है थोड़े से. वो तो लिवरपूल ऑफ कोर्स बॉर्नमथ जैसे भी इनको डोमिनेट, यू शुड बी एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट, राइट. बट आई आल्सो फेल्ट कि वो ग्लेयरिंग प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है मिडफील्ड में, डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर की. Other than that, good to see Endo getting some time on the pitch, and how the team responded after going down. I think it's a step in the right direction.
Nice. अरे मैं एक और टिकर पे आ रहा हूँ, which this is very relevant, I think. New season, but same old refs.
Yes.
I really don't understand why that was a red card, and clearly the other games have shown us that these decisions haven't been given. Are we saying ki, are we unfair to the refs saying that they are biased against Liverpool, or is it that they have been consistent enough for you guys? And it is a worrying sign if the inconsistency is like this from game week 2 game weeks. We did not get one penalty against Chelsea, which should have been one, because वो बॉडी के पास, बॉडी के दूर वाला, आई थिंक इनएडवर्टेंट हैंडबॉल वो सब हटा दिया है. द हैंडबॉल इन अ पेनल्टी बॉक्स इज अ हैंडबॉल. I feel वो rule था. And what do you guys think? If I might be wrong, तुम लोग बताओ.
Uh, if I can I go
Yeah,
first here,
बोल.
Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay, so what I feel here is that see, refereeing is a problem which we have been seeing for quite some time. The standard of refereeing in the Premier League just hasn't been it. जैसे हमने इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स में देखा है, वर्ल्ड कप्स वगैरह में यूजुअली, या फिर लाइक हमने इवन जैसे ला लीगा वगैरह, मतलब आई जस्ट फील द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ रेफरिंग इन द प्रीमियर लीग हैज गॉन डाउन इन द लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स रियली बैडली, है ना. But the only thing we need to take care of is that these variables will happen every now and then. How we as a team respond is in our hands. Because honestly, अगर हम क्या क्लॉप भी लड़ चुका है इस बात पे कि रेफरिंग ऐसी है, कुछ नहीं होता क्लॉप को बैन कर देते हैं, राइट. So I think best we can do as a team is just learn to tackle such situations like we did in this match. वरना ये सब चीजें तो ऐसी है which will stay in the game. कभी तुम्हें फेवर करेगी, कभी दूसरी टीम को फेवर करेगी. But I just feel that we as a team have to be up against it as a cohesive whole to fight
Right.
against it. जब भी ऐसा हो.
No, I think the biggest problem I feel Dhawal is that the refereeing जो दूसरे लोग हैं जैसे हावर्ड वेब हो गए या फिर अभी माइक डीन का भी देख रहा था मैं, उन्होंने जो स्काई पे प्रोग्रामिंग किया था उसमें माइक डीन इज लाइक कि हाँ कांटेक्ट था तो वो रिवर्स नहीं कर सकते. इट वाज अ राइट डिसीजन इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कि पर्सपेक्टिवली ठीक है यू कैन से वीएआर के हिसाब से इट वाज राइट क्योंकि दे कांट ओवरटर्न द रेफरीज डिसीजन. But they didn't even tell him to go and check in the thing ki let the referee decide if it was a 50-50 or not. If he still says ki nahi wo red card tha, it is a red card. That's
It
completely
was a
fine.
yellow card. It wasn't a red card.
Yeah, no, I'm saying ki even if the referee goes to the screen and looks at it, why don't, like, already the game is stopped. It takes maybe 2 more extra minutes for the referee to go at the screen. Why can't every decision be made in the same way कि तुमने referee को भेज दिया and then he goes and checks the decision.
So I have a little theory उसके लिए. So just think कि referees जब VAR नहीं था, then referees used to make like blatant mistakes कि किसी को गलत रेड येलो दे दिया. अब उन पे scrutiny है. And I think I don't believe there is any large conspiracy against Liverpool, but Klopp की तरफ से there is quite a lot of noise since some time from our club that you are giving us unfair decisions. So I think ये एक psychologically भी I think referees पे play होता है कि यार ये लोग हमें बता रहे हैं, they are showing us our mistakes. So they will not do us any favors. They might not go against us like blatantly, but they are not looking to do us any favors. Plus ये थोड़ा I believe there is also an ego issue also with referees कि आप हमें like you are trying to teach us our job, हम पिछले सालों से कर रहे हैं. So it's in anything like कोई भी पुरानी system निकाल के you are bringing in a new system. So basically this is like removing human element and more of a computer element coming in with VAR. Usme bhi now they are still trying to no even if system says but referee on-field referee nahi dekha to we won't bother him. So this doesn't make sense. Like आप देखो like logically you see a mistake. Right. And you are still not pointing out to referee क्योंकि referee is the supreme being on the field. So ये एक थोड़ा ego पे है, I believe.
I completely agree with it कि there should be some human element to it, and that is why I'm saying कि every decision, if the VAR thinks, अगर VAR can tell the referee to go and say, hey, go to the screen and check this decision once again.
Yeah. So it's just a resistance to the change, basically, like we have seen in many things.
I have also seen that the referee community tries to stand up for each other rather than criticize the decisions. They always try to bring in this कि अरे ये rule है, वो rule है, instead of saying कि, and then at the end of the match, like after I think the Wolves and United game, the referees were sacked for a few, like maybe next game वो लोग का पूरा team नहीं कर रहा है, Simon Hooper and all of their assistants. That doesn't make sense either. That's still an overreaction.
Yeah. So just to add one point, like उन लोगों ने accept किया अपना mistake like after that game, Wolves. Right. Now you already cost that team 3 points.
Yeah, exactly.
So there is no indication कि ये लोग they will try and like improve it. Now they already cost teams points last season too. City I think got this benefit, like 3 or 6
Same, even
points.
Liverpool has lost two
Last
Yeah,
seasons.
season, I
Like
think.
we have lost two
Absolutely.
seasons with one point where we did not
yeah,
get the decisions.
Also,
yeah.
also, also, last season I देखा वो जो कोडी गैक्पो वाला था एस्टन विला
Hmm.
के अगेंस्ट
हाँ,
वेयर
he
क्लियरली
had
शुड
like
हैव
the
a रेड
Tyrone
कार्ड.
Mings का पूरा ऐसे छाती छिला हुआ है.
एब्सोल्युटली,
हाँ.
एब्सोल्युटली वो रेड कार्ड था क्लियरली. एंड आई जस्ट फील दैट अगर वो मैच जीत जाते लाइक इवन आर्सेनल के अगेंस्ट जब वो जोटा वाला था हैंडबॉल,
Hmm.
मतलब जोटा ने जब आर्सेनल के बॉक्स में था, तो आई जस्ट फील ऐसी चीजें होती हैं. इट इज वेरी अपसेटिंग. और आई टोटली एग्री विद धवल भाई, वो जो लास्ट ईयर टॉटनहैम के अगेंस्ट मैच था which Liverpool went on to win 3-2 last 3-2 का 4-3 सॉरी, जो जोटा ने लास्ट में गोल मारा था,
हाँ,
उसमें क्लॉप ने कुछ बोला था रेफरी के बारे में. तब से आई हैव सीन दैट एटीट्यूड शिफ्ट इन द माइंड्स ऑफ रेफरीज की उनका रहता है वो कि ना वो लिवरपूल को स्पेशली बेनिफिट नहीं करते. मतलब ये है कि दे वोंट डू एनीथिंग अगेंस्ट देम बट दे वोंट गो आउट ऑफ द वे टू गिव देम अ
हाँ, like
डिसीजन. एंड आई थिंक
if you look at
समटाइम्स यू नीड अ बिट ऑफ लक.
if you look at Salah as a player, like the amount
हाँ
of times he's been roughed, pulled, and like कोई दूसरा टीम होता तो फ्री किक मिल जाता है. For Salah, he
हाँ
has to literally die on the pitch to receive a yellow card even. So
Yeah,
मेरे हिसाब से I feel we can close this topic, but the only thing I feel is कि the mistakes are becoming the norm.
yeah.
That
हाँ
It's
cannot
a
happen. Like
it's
we can always say कि यार 80% of the decisions अगर with the procedure with VAR, if you're taking right decisions, then you can say the other 20% यार होता है, like there is an
yeah,
judgment. But when 80% of your decisions are inconsistent, then I think एक और problem ये भी होता है कि when players are on the field, how will they tackle? Like if they have to
yeah,
do a tackle,
yeah,
like the difference between not conceding a goal and conceding a goal may be a cynical tackle for which they can get a yellow.
एब्सोल्युटली.
उसमें अगर उसको रेड कार्ड मिल जाएगा, but previously those tackles haven't been given as a red, then there's confusion among players also how they approach the games, and so it just creates.
yeah,
And then it also happens now, like players will bottle all of this up in one day. Like एक press conference में कोई पूछेगा, the player will bust up or a manager will bust up, and then see these things don't happen to us, but the fines are paid by clubs, the managers, and the players.
yeah,
So I think there should be more acceptable scrutiny, and I think last season after the season ended, Howard Webb and Sky, I think Premier League ने एक निकाला था how VAR talks to the referee on field. That should happen after every game week for the major decisions. That thing
yeah.
has come up where they discuss the referees and the contact between each other so that there is more transparency.
Yeah. There is like just one thing I want to like. This is in English football, like quite prevalent. कि ये जो exceptionalism है, like we are different than the others. So if like they're
Hmm.
employing some tactic in Germany, VAR में,
Hmm.
then they won't do it in England because no, we are हम physical league है. हमारे यहाँ इतना tackle allowed है. Like पैर तोड़िया तो allowed है. Like you can even behead someone on the pitch, that is allowed. That kind of
Hmm.
these things are kind of exceptionalism and lack of accountability.
Right.
So this is kind of this behavior that perpetuates this. If unless
Right.
FA reforms, it won't change.
Right. Okay. Next is Wataru. So very
Okay.
difficult time he came in onto the field. The almost when he came, उसके आते ही फिर 10 men हो गया था. What do you think about his performance? There was a very funny tweet. ऐसा लिखा था किसी ने कि Liverpool are so used to playing 10 men with Henderson that they played much better after the red card, which was true because we did play really well after the red card. There was more penetration, more possession, more sense of how to play the football. I think first half से तो अच्छा ही खेला था. तो
Absolutely.
that and also about Endo's debut.
Yeah. So about before I answer this question, you have a great house, रोशन भाई. बहुत प्यारा घर है आपका. पीछे अभी मैं आज पहली बार अच्छे से देखा.
No, thank you, thank you.
हाँ
हाँ,
हाँ.
बहुत पैसा खर्च
दूसरा
करके तो वो एफएसजी ने जो
हाँ,
पैसे ट्रांसफर में नहीं लगाए वो मुझे आए हैं इसीलिए ये घर है.
नहीं इट्स टोटली वर्थ इट. आप एलएफसी टीवी बचा के बहुत ज्यादा कुछ कर रहे हो.
हमारा
धवल भाई,
मोनेटाइजेशन बहुत
आई
अच्छा
थिंक
है.
वी शुड टेक टिप्स फ्रॉम हिम.
हमारा वीडियो रिटेंशन 100% है. So जो भी देखता है वो पूरा वीडियो देखता है, तो you know.
Absolutely. तो मैं ये कह रहा था कि सी बटारो एंडो लाइक एंडो जब आया मतलब तो आई वाज वेरी शॉक्ड लाइक ऑल ऑफ अस मस्ट बी शॉक्ड कि सबसे पहले तो सबने गूगल किया होगा कि ये है कौन और जब गूगल किया होगा देखा होगा कि ये दूसरा वाला होगा इतना यंग प्लेयर खरीदा होगा लिवरपूल में उसके
हम्म,
बाद वही वाला रहता है कि हु स्कोर्ड पे देखो रेटिंग एफबी रेफ पे देखो बट
हम्म.
या आई जस्ट फेल्ट दैट ही हैड अ डिसेंट डेब्यू much better than 110 million pound Ecuadorian. And
We'll come to that. I
I
have
think
a whole segment
हाँ
for it.
yeah, and but मुझे वही लगा कि it's a good start but again like रोशन भाई I think players like Wataru and Do should be replacing players like James Milner and not Henderson or Fabinho simple as
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because if we as a club are to move forward fact is we need someone who is more dynamic and
Hmm.
someone who can a younger version who we can rely on for the next 7-8 years. जैसे Fabinho था कि 4-5 साल चल गया अच्छा. We
Right,
need someone like
Hmm.
that. So
right.
वही है कि I think that
But
should be the priority.
don't you think एक encouraging sign था like
हाँ,
it was
obviously.
अब मतलब कंपाइलेशन वीडियो निकल गई थी बट ही वाज वेरी कंपोज्ड ऑन द बॉल ऐसा नहीं था कि उसने दे दी मे बी ही वाज अ लिटिल ऑफ पेस व्हिच विल हैपन बिकॉज़ ही हैजंट इवन डन मे बी 2 practice sessions with the team so once he gets to understand the team a little better they
Absolutely.
will
I
play
think
more.
he seems like a decent midfielder.
Hmm.
He seems like a decent midfielder, but वही है कि it's about I think he
He's
will be
not
the
the
guy
be
who
all and all.
closes off games.
Yeah, yeah.
He will be the guy who closes off games. जैसे मिलनर का काम था या फिर इवन हेंडरसन ने भी वाला रोल प्ले किया लिवरपूल के लिए.
But
So I think he will be the person who does that.
it was good to see Bajcetic on the bench also. That means his
हाँ,
fitness is coming back, and then we'll have at
even
least two
Thiago is very
defenders.
close.
Yeah, yeah. The whole
Yeah,
bike.
I have a slightly different view. मेरे ख्याल से I think they have signed Endo so he can actually start games. Because एक चीज है like you know if you look at our activity in transfer market हमारे जो like you know known targets थे like Caicedo and like you know Lavia to some extent वो दोनों नहीं है and we know this from you know past experience कि Liverpool वो target के पीछे ही like you know we want this player target
Right, right.
अगर वो नहीं मिलता है तो we won't sign anyone. So I think this signing was probably maybe the player was on radar
Hmm.
पर एक चीज है he's also first of all he's experienced played in German league तो क्लॉप के लिए it will be easy to you know put him in play जैसे like हमने बहुत कम प्लेयर्स देखे जो साइन होने के 2-3 दिन के बाद टीम में आ जाते like क्लॉप takes his
हाँ,
time
हाँ,
but
exactly.
this player was directly in there so I'm expecting that he will be the midfield starter maybe McAllister and Shobolai might drop out from time to time. I think
But
Endo is more of that workhorse type, and he probably is there for like all games. I imagine.
right. But it was crazy. मैं भी वो उसका signing day video देख रहा था and then I don't know how did the cameraman capture it, but it was you could clearly hear him saying कि we really really need you. मतलब
Yeah,
how
हाँ,
is it leadership wise or is it what maybe I don't know but एक और बहुत अमेजिंग स्टैट मैं देख रहा था कहीं पे कि वॉट whenever Klopp has won a trophy he has had a Japanese in his team
हाँ. पहले
from
शिंजी
Kagawa
कालुआ
to
था.
Minamino
हाँ,
to
कगावा.
abhi maybe Endo now so maybe that's a good sign for us कि you
good
know
sign.
we have secured our Japanese criteria वो tick mark हो गया है
Yeah.
but I think for me he did a really good job and I'm
Yeah.
very sure कि he will get he'll get more
I
chances but
think he will do well. I think he will come out
yeah.
as a cult hero.
And he will not be a Henderson, for some reason it feels like he will not be that leggy player. He will be very strong on the ball. वैसे भी strong on the ball है. I just hope even with his defensive duties, if he can put some of the balls that he has put through for Stuttgart, even in those like compilation videos that you have seen, if he does even like one or two balls which can be extra to what Szoboszlai and McAllister can put in, तो मजा आ जाएगा.
Right.
Yeah,
And the other thing is his versatility to play center back also, which is another big thing. And I think another thing is if you look at this squad, there are so many international captains again.
हाँ.
yeah,
Now we have added another international captain, so I think it's a good thing. We have leaders on the team, which is
yeah.
more important.
Yeah, like those who don't fall apart like in pressure. Yeah, अरे यार, like just called like deer in the headlights kind of thing.
Right.
ये नहीं होना चाहिए.
क्योंकि
So like he's
वैन डाइक कैप्टन है, रॉबर्टसन कैप्टन है, सुबोशलाई इज कैप्टन, एंड देन
hmm,
एंडो इज अ कैप्टन, साला इज इजिप्शियन कैप्टन एज वेल. सो
yeah.
आई थिंक दैट विल हेल्प अस कि एक
We are definitely better
Gakpo भी
equipped compared to last
Gakpo
season.
भी है शायद. Gakpo does
अच्छा इन
captain शायद.
केस.
नहीं, Gakpo नहीं है, वैन डाइक ही है, वैन डाइक ही.
या वैन डाइक
वैन
है.
डाइक doesn't
हाँ,
play.
राइट राइट राइट. चलो ओके, हमने मे बी थोड़ा सा कवर कर लिया है. पॉजिटिव्स वी हैव डेफिनेटली डिस्कस्ड. मे बी another one or two positives from the game, and then we can talk about negatives and what we need to work on coming games. Anukash, तू बता.
So positives for me, of course, Dominic Szoboszlai, of course, as we talked about. I think McAllister also has been very good. Like obviously, वो red card, unfortunate incident has
Right.
been very good. Luis Diaz, though, for me is the standout this season
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far.
New
मतलब,
sign.
and I'm not even like a new sign. But John Henry को please block कर देना LFC Ahmedabad की वीडियो से like a new signing. But yeah, I think even having Bendo on the bench is all very good because
Yeah.
thing is ना, हमारे पास अब ऐसा रहता है कि 6 फॉरवर्ड्स प्रॉपर है, which
हाँ.
is very important. So I think that is a very positive step. And of course, एलिसन तो क्या बोलूं मैं, मतलब एलिसन इतना अच्छा प्लेयर है, आई कांट, मतलब अगर वो ना होना तो क्या हो लिवरपूल का. गोल भी मार चुका है बेचारा, तो
Right.
मतलब
Right.
seriously he can do everything. So
I
yeah, of
think
course
the
these are the
another
things.
the another good thing, I don't know. We'll talk about this after. मैं ये question रख रहा हूँ. Then Dhaval by you tell what your positives and negatives are, and then you both can answer. So Bendo plays on right. Salah also plays on right. We saw Salah got substituted, but he got very angry about it. Maybe वो stat था कि opening game में वो हमेशा goal मारा है. He missed out on that. उसके लिए था कि, और just a player like him always wants to be on the pitch because he knows कि वो एक moment चाहिए उसको to do it. And Bendok also is a very good player, which means that Salah can get some rest, but Salah does not need rest. So how will that be addressed? कि Salah को rotate करेंगे just to make sure he's a little fresh, or you think कि वो fit enough है? You can answer once Dawal Bhai tells us about the positives and negatives.
Yeah, so positives I think are almost like everything is discussed, but one positive I personally saw was like our forward movement, particularly is very good, and I think we really need that. क्योंकि हमने past में देखा है कि we go on this run of like scoring goals, but in some matches it just becomes like completely dry.
Hmm.
I think we still have another like a deep sitting team test coming,
Hmm.
but based on the evidence so far, I think we should be able to handle it. Clean sheets to expect mat karo, but I think we should be able to at least good well equipped to break down teams. I think that's a positive. Yet last season की team इस साल आती तो I would be expecting a 15th finish.
Hmm. Acha, the thing is कि you're right about the clean sheets, but I feel we should be the ones who should be scoring 1 and 2 and then concede. We can't always be coming back from 1-0
Okay.
down, is what I think. It's okay if
Okay.
we concede, yes, but concede at what point is
That's Liverpool,
important.
man.
Or as in the LFC Ahmedabad, we say Puru FC. That's a very nice name that we all have. Uh, Puru matlab khatam FC in Gujarati.
Oh, अच्छा अच्छा.
Finished FC.
मतलब कुछ भी होता है खत्म खत्म
तो Puru.
खत्म.
तो एक गोल लगते ही पूरू एफसी इज बैक. मजा आता है एलएफसी अहमदाबाद में. ओके, अच्छा. ऑन द बेंडोक साला थिंग, अनुकश, तू बता, व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द स्ट्रेटजी देयर? आर वी लुकिंग टू रोटेट, और इज ही
I
देयर
think
जस्ट? या.
I think sorry to interrupt you when you were asking the question. I personally feel that Bendo, it's the right place for him because बात ये है अभी उसको या पता हम लोन पे भेज देते. But the fact is कि I think with someone like Salah, because Bendo और Salah का ना playing style बहुत similar है in terms of how they take on players. जो अभी तक मुझे लगा है.
Exactly.
So I think we can learn a lot from him. And of course अभी यूरोपा लीग है, चैंपियंस लीग होता, I maybe won't have insisted on having Bendo, but because Europa League, I think it's the ideal scenario for him, or
Hmm.
especially in games in which we are winning 2-0, 3-1 or something like that.
Right.
बेंडो का आना बहुत ही लॉजिकल रीजन
Hmm.
just to give Salah that best because no matter how fit Salah has been, we have seen that with Firmino, we have seen that with Mane and Bayern, that as players age, थोड़ा थोड़ा उनके वो डाउन होती है फिटनेस ना मतलब in terms of how they stay fit and all.
Hmm.
So I would say it's high time we start managing Salah's fitness a bit पहले से ही. तो
Hmm.
स्पेशली बिकॉज वी नो कि राइट विंग पे खेलने के लिए लाइक जैसे साला खेलते कोई नहीं खेल सकता.
Right.
So of course I think it would be very useful for Liverpool to have Bento
Hmm.
and even having Harvey Elliott as an option who can play sometimes
Right.
in the midfield,
Hmm.
sometimes in attack is a very good outlet for Liverpool. So I just think at this point Liverpool बहुत ही perfectly set up है. But
Hmm.
even Robertson, of course, I forgot to mention, was very good in this match. The
Hmm.
only thing I feel is कि again, like I have reiterated it, कि एक और defensive midfielder की जरूरत है and the jigsaw
Hmm.
is complete.
Right.
That's what I.
I agree. I agree. Um. Okay. चलो then I think मैं man of the match cover करने वाला था but clearly everybody thinks it is Dominic Szoboszlai and the way he's been playing. I think the other good thing about him is his ball delivery is similar to Trent, so we are not dependent on only one
अरे
player.
एकदम मस्त थी.
Yeah, and also Trent doesn't have to take corners and lose his position. Like now, Szoboszlai takes those right-footed corners, and Trent can still be behind the box. And his shooting ability is much more needed for us rather than him taking corners. That's a good thing that he can take corners,
Right.
free kicks, and things like that, which is a very good thing. Acha, chalo. Let's come to the best part of this segment. Is
Okay,
let's
I've
take
been
a
waiting
moment
for
and
this.
laugh at Chelsea first.
Yeah.
मतलब what
Ah,
is this club, why is this club, and I just don't get it. I just don't get this club. Like they first of
मैंने
all they first of all let go their whole squad, whole 11. They have a new 11. They had a decent game against a faltering Liverpool, and then they thought they would probably be able to manage with Caicedo, and then it's just funny. It is great. Oh, I saw a tweet about a Chelsea fan saying I'm tired watching Mudryk, and then somebody retweeted to him saying he's there for 8 years. You have to see him for 8 more years.
अरे अभी तो
well,
लिया है.
Huh? And people are fed up with him already.
obviously. Well, I
So
think I
please,
personally think it's very stupid. It's very stupid to give इतने long contracts players को. जब तुम्हें पता रोमियो लाविया इन सबको 8-8 काइसेडो को 9 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया है. क्या सेंस है इस बात का?
and
मतलब
do you think after bullying clubs into these kind of deals, do you think any club will deal with Chelsea, whether they want the Chelsea player back? Because it's not just the
I,
player, it's the
I
whole
mean
club.
they'll sell them. क्योंकि देखो उन्हें पता है कि Chelsea was just paying premium over like 10 million 15 million, but जब Chelsea को बेचना होगा then it will be a
Yeah,
problem.
but
I think
if you see, I kind of disagree क्योंकि बेचने को तो डाल देगा बेचने के लिए, खरीदेगा कौन? क्योंकि इस साल तो सऊदी खरीद रहा था तो उनके आधे से ज्यादा
हाँ
प्लेयर
yeah.
सऊदी चले गए. बट ये सारे यंग प्लेयर्स हैं who have their peaks yet to come in their lives, and I don't think once they ruin players, unless somebody else has trust, and like say Kevin, you will not have many Kevin De Bruyne's who even after leaving Chelsea will have a late blooming career. But Chelsea,
I,
मैं तो बोलता चेल्सी एकदम ऐसा क्लब है जहाँ पे करियर मर्डर होता है. लाइक एनीबडी हु गोज देयर करियर जस्ट tanks, and then उसके बाद they feel like अरे यार they lose at least 5 to 6 years of their
yeah.
best of their
So
football.
I have a very brief point. I'll make it. It's me. From what I think, Chelsea will just go through 5 6 managers in next 2 3 years, and they'll try to fit all these players. कैसे होते हैं, and they'll sell them. क्योंकि it's
they will buy more. They will buy
yeah.
more again.
Then
अरे
the like
even
owners are
Pochettino
complete.
said he said he needs more attacking midfielders.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Like तुम पोचेटिनो को बोलो भाई तुम पेप गार्डियोला हो नहीं, ठीक है? Like Pep Guardiola is skilled and he's also utilizing money. ठीक है, like वो दोनों factor they are like वो संतुलन है उसमें balance है. But
Right,
you have money but you're not as skilled as him.
right.
तो problem है यहाँ पे. So I think Wow, for whatever Chelsea is doing, this seems like panic reaction.
Hmm.
कि you cannot buy all these players. Like मेरे पर मैं ये list देख ही रहा हूँ. Like I did not know क्योंकि मेरा ध्यान कम था last January. उन्होंने एंजो फर्नांडिस को 121 मिलियन यूरोज में लिया था, फोफाना को 80,
Hmm.
मुड्रिक के 17. I'm just astounded कि इतना सारा पैसा खर्च करके भी they did not finish in top four. And
And I'm not
I
going
don't
to.
think that anything will work for this club
Yeah.
unless they actually have
It
proper.
clearly looks like the signings are club signings and not a manager's requirement कि मुझे ये
Yeah,
player
yeah, yeah,
ये skill के
yeah, basically.
and I think this is not me supporting FSG at this point, but clearly Chelsea is a living example of you throw money at a problem. It does not mean that you will get answers in terms of results. Um, I think one last question मेरे को अनुकर से एक चीज पूछना था. What do you think about upcoming Chelsea? Because the reason it is just Chelsea because it's now ego at this point. मतलब whatever happened, all the bad blood with transfer. That's why I'm putting Chelsea specifically. So what do you think about their season? And I think Meet in our group said that Caicedo practically didn't have a pre-season, so that's why उसका पहला game बेकार था. But they might recover. But your thoughts on this?
I think I really don't want anything bad to happen to a player in terms of his career, but I really hope Caicedo flops. Genuinely, I genuinely do. Because come on, that's not how you handle it. There's a way of handling things. I'm a very nice person, but I Roshan bhai. But
Yeah.
there's a way of handling things. You cannot bait a football club for a British transfer record and do this. I'm sure he will fail. I'm damn sure he will fail. And
Mm.
because that sort of attitude, if you have, I just feel that पहली बात तो ऐसा था you should have given that encouragement to Liverpool. Simple as
Right.
that.
Mm.
Simple as that for that matter.
Yeah.
And just to play that game ताकि एजेंट को पैसा मिल जाए उसको मिल जाए बहुत ना रिपोर्ट्स आई कि
Yeah.
काइसेडो का एजेंट वो करे काइसेडो दूध भी तो बच्चा नहीं ठीक है
Mm.
सिंपल एज दैट एंड
Mm.
वही वाली बात है आई मीन आई वाज genuinely happy to see him perform that day and
Badly.
Chelsea I think
Yeah.
overall with time they will figure out some way to do better because
Right.
they have been a good footballing institution जैसा भी overall I think they will but I don't expect a player like Caicedo to do very well honestly.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And I think one last question. Do you think the price tag will affect him? Like, because now
Of
he's a
course it will.
British transfer record and so much expectation on a 21-year-old.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. Actually, I'm sorry, Dhawal bhai, I'll just
No,
say
no, go
one
ahead.
thing about this financial one thing because अगर लाविया और see Klopp ने एक बात बोली थी कुटिन्यो के बारे में कि if you stay here, we'll build statues about you. If you go to Barca or Bayern,
Yeah.
you are just another player. Simple as that. And I will tell you what, अगर लाविया और काइसेडो आते ना, लिवरपूल फैन बेस एकदम भगवान बना देता उन्हें. दोनों में
Right.
से किसी को भी genuinely, no kidding.
Right.
But the thing
Exactly.
is, because of Chelsea, they are just two of the summer recruits.
Right.
That is the thing. A player like Nicholas Jackson अगर वो लिवरपूल में आता, you see Cody Gakpo coming in. लिवरपूल फैंस ने एकदम सब कुछ एकदम सारी एक्सपेक्टेशन रख ली इतना मानते हैं उसे.
Hmm.
Nicholas Jackson चेल्सी गए, nobody gives a fuck, genuinely.
Same.
And that is because it's about the club, how the club is being run. अगर तुम 15 प्लेयर लेकर आओगे, फैंस कैसे भाव देंगे उसको? एंडो है हमारे यहाँ, just see the amount of love Endo is getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it goes to show. I think अगर Caicedo लागे से Liverpool आता, things would have been very different because
Right.
they've
Yeah.
chosen Chelsea and the way they've chosen Chelsea. I don't see it working out.
Right. Dhawal bhai, last parting words to our favorite club, Chelsea.
And yeah, I don't think Caicedo, like, he will fare well as, expectations because 115 million खर्च किए तो they expect कि ये हर मैच में 2 गोल मारे. That is not going to happen. I think
भाई उसका जो रिकॉर्ड
he
है उसने 37 मैचेस में एक गोल मारा है. ही इज देयर फॉर द डिफेंसिव डर्टी वर्क ओनली. ही इज नॉट अ
yeah, and I don't think you can spend 115 million for that.
I won't be
Really.
surprised if Joe Gomez scores more goals than Caicedo this season.
Like, imagine, like, hum Endo जैसा player we sign him.
yeah.
For every 2-3 years we sign one.
Yeah.
It will be very cost effective, and we have to think that way because our club is not oil rich. I think Chelsea may be able to afford it, but I think the way we have approached is much more sensible. Like Humby, we were willing to pull the trigger at 111 million,
Yeah.
But I mean, that was just probably
But I
desperation.
think at that
But
point we swallowed our pride and said कि भाई अगर चाहिए inflated market हमें अगर चाहिए तो जाना
yeah,
पड़ेगा, बाकी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. Even Klopp also said ना, yeah, I take my words back and I realized that I was wrong. जब उसने Pogba की signing के लिए बोला था कि
yeah,
जितने
yeah,
पैसे देने होंगे तो मैं फुटबॉल छोड़ दूंगा.
yeah. Like you adapt or you die. It's simple.
Exactly.
So I think that is I don't really see Chelsea, winning the league because of all these signings. It's just going to take a lot of time, at least this season, for them to properly set in and with right amount of tactics. So
Right.
which I don't think Pochettino will be able to do.
Right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank-
guys.
thank-
तुम लोग के साथ बात करके बहुत मजा आता है, and thank you for shedding all this ज्ञान and light on and perspectives on Liverpool and Chelsea drama which is still going on. So thank you so much, Anukarsh. Thank you for giving us this time. I know you have to go, so
Pleasure.
let's end
Oh,
this.
Jazz Cat Books, we have a podcast today, so I just want to
Oh yeah,
highlight
yeah, I
again
know.
before that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And Dhawal bhai, thank you so much for joining. We expect you to see more. And ये थोड़ा हड़बड़ी वाला podcast था because I didn't expect the game week to go this well. But next we will plan something much nicer and we'll have more nicer discussions.
Sure.
And so people who have
Thank you.
tuned in and will be watching it later, thank you so much for supporting us. Go check out Indie Football Podcast and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye bye.